What up, though? It's your man Dale coming to you with the first YouTube video. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Have you ever felt that there has to be more to life than what you're currently experiencing? Did you do everything society said to do that will lead to a better life, yet you find yourself working hard just to pay the bills? You might have even went to school and racked up all this student loan debt. You got the good grade, but when it came time to get that good job, you realized that your ladder was leaned up against the wrong building. I know some of y'all can relate, right? I bought into this advice, hook, line, and sinker. High school, I was always on an honor roll. College, I even graduated at the top of my class. Growing up, I even managed to stay out of trouble, or at least not get caught doing anything. And what I found after graduating college, not being able to find that job that required my degree and bouncing around from dead-end job to dead-end job, trying to avoid harassing phone calls from those student loan people that always seem to find out when I got a new job, to finally getting into construction where I finally could see the light. But I always found myself being laid off, to just 5 years later becoming financially free by using real estate. What I learned from this whole ordeal is that we've been lied to. And in order to get what's rightfully ours, we have to forget everything that we've been told and do some reprogramming. I know it's easier said than done because we've been lied to since birth, and some of the people that we love the most are the ones that kept the lies going. They loved us and wanted nothing but the best for us, but didn't know that they were just passing along the same lies that had been passed down to them. There's a pyramid, a hierarchy, if you will, and we're at the bottom. We're supposed to be born, go to the children indoctrination camps, aka schools, as Myra Golden would say. Have you ever felt, or maybe even said, that the purpose of school was to teach people how to be a better worker for somebody else? There's a good reason you felt that way, because that's exactly why it was created. In all 12 years of your formal education, did they ever teach you who the father of the American school system was? Well, it was this guy that you might have heard of by the name of John D. Rockefeller. He had a famous quote where he said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers." Think about it. The person that created the place that we send our kids to be educated, his whole goal was not to educate them at all, but to create better workers. He wanted them to be programmed to be obedient, interchangeable call in his buddies' money-making machines. Then we take out loans to go to college. Have you ever wondered why they would give an unemployed 18-year-old who can't even buy a beer legally a loan for $100,000 to pay for school? Doesn't sound wise, does it? That's a lot of money, especially for somebody who has no idea what direction that they want their life to go in. But if you really think about it, it's actually quite brilliant. By taking out a student loan, they can almost guarantee enslavement. Think about it. If a person graduates and is fortunate enough to get that high-paying job that they were hoping for, guess what? Higher pay equals higher taxes. So the government wins. So the person went into debt to get a job that will allow him to pay more taxes to the government. So the government wins. And even the person that takes out the loan and either drops out or doesn't get that good job after graduation, guess what? They still got to pay back those loans. You can't even get rid of those in bankruptcy either. So the government wins again. They still get to collect taxes, although not as large of a sum in the beginning. They collect more over time because the second person, since they make less money, it's going to take them longer to pay those loans off. I'm nearly 50 and I still got loans from when I was a teenager. And if I was to pay them off, it wouldn't be a good financial decision. So I just keep paying on them. But let me get back on track. After they feel we're all used up at 65, 70 or whatever age, they say you can stop work, go ahead out the pasture. But listen to this. If most people that have a job live paycheck to paycheck during their working days, how are they supposed to survive when they are living off a percentage of that paycheck in retirement? These are the questions I ask myself. I said, I have a 401k and I put so much in every week, and employer puts so much in every week. And if I continue contributing at the rate that I am, how much would I have at the end of the next 20 years when I retire? It was around $350,000. So I asked myself, $350,000, would that purchase more now or in the future? I figure it will purchase more now. So if $350,000 ain't no money right now, you know it's going to be worth less in the future. You'll be probably living way below the poverty line, because you're going to have to take that large figure, that $350,000, and figure out a way to have it spit off monthly cash flow that you can live off of. Every time I go to McDonald's and see the elderly people working there, I get a little sad, because I realize that these people were once my age. They probably had dreams and goals, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't say that I want to spend my golden years at the Golden Arches. They never planned to fail. They just failed to plan. And at this point in their lives, it was too late to go back and make better decisions. When I used to talk about my grandmother's forgetfulness, she used to say, "You're going to get older too. Just keep on living." Listen, if you keep on living, you're going to get older too. And you're going to be older way longer than you're going to be younger. In 20 years, you're either going to be thanking your younger self or living with regret. And let me tell you, regret is a terrible thing to have to deal with, especially when you have no way of going back and correcting it. That's why I created this channel, because I've learned a few things in my life. I've taken risks that most people could never imagine. I failed time and time again. And I'm a firm believer that the things that we experience in our lives, what some people call the bad things, they aren't necessarily because we're bad people, but our lives are used as proof that they too can overcome the obstacle just like we did. I want to help people avoid the pitfalls and landmines that I ran into on my journey, because it's been said that the wise person learns from the mistakes of others because they realize that they won't be here long enough to make them all themselves. My goal with this channel is to show you that it's possible for you to achieve your financial freedom no matter where you're starting from. I grew up on the east side of Detroit in one of the most violent zip codes in the country, 48205. If someone from over there can make it, anybody can. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know everything, but that I do know, I'm going to share it. And what I don't know, you better believe it is only a matter of time before I do know. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on self-education. Actually, I paid more for self-education than I paid for college. I believe what Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. I've invested in real estate coaches, mentors, stock trading coaches, and I've applied what I've learned. I've also invested in a tax strategist because there's no point in making a bunch of money if you're just going to give it away to the government. On this channel, we're going to level up. If this sounds good to you, like the video. It's a free way that you can support the channel, and consider subscribing. I have a passion for seeing people succeed, and I want you to be one of them. I believe that's what the creator put me on this planet to do. So thanks for checking out my first YouTube video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.